The 2010s decade will be over in 4 months. What do you think people will remember this decade for? Looking forward to this thread being unearthed in 2029. I hope you're all doing better than us. 2029 seems like 100 years away, but 2009 now flew. I hope I'm done college by then and have a job, or I'll be in some trouble lol. People ask me where I'm going to be in 4 months. I don't have 2020 vision jokes. I'm waiting with bated breath to have the chance to sink my teeth into I hate it when people ask me what I'll be doing in 0 years. Come on guys, I don't have 2020 vision. They will remember how great summer 2016 was. Edit, I removed the comma. The first few weeks of Pokemon Go were magical. It felt like I was actually in the Pokemon world. Everyone was out adventuring and sharing what they caught. The excitement of people on the train or in the store. It was whimsical. I remember walking all the way to Liberty State Park because it was the only place to find EV. I went several times and each time only found one. Thank God eggs came along. My generation is going to be known for wanting to die in memes. Guess we can replace generation for decade. We're the Doomer generation, not the millennials. Or maybe that's Gen Z IDK. It's all a mess right now. Doomer generation LMAO. Boomers to doomers to zoomers. The rise of the smartphone. Everyone has access to the internet and can voice their opinion towards the world at any moment with all the negative effects that it brings. IMHO, this is the biggest one. The iPhone came out in what, 2007? It was a solid year or two before you had traction there. Now, phones have pretty much replaced most people's home computers for menial tasks. I'll tell you this. 2012 was the year the majority of the internet users were on phones and not laptops or desktops, so the 2010s is definition the year where the smartphones changed everything. Suddenly kids and old people and tech illiterate people came to the internet and it's changed everything. Social media, a great tool horribly mismanaged. The death of traditional media. Printed newspapers and periodicals, broadcast television and radio are fading. And while digital music way predates the 2010s, it took until this decade for pop stars to stop selling albums. They aren't tallying CD sales anymore, they are counting unique streams. Their death will be in the 20s. They were still huge in the 10s, but began losing their revenue and popularity. I feel the final nail will come sometime around the halfway point. Minecraft's rise, fall, and rise again. Mojang should hang a poster or something. I live, I die, I live again. From a video game standpoint, this is the decade of the indie explosion. Esports, battle royales and microtransactions. From a cinematic standpoint, this is the age of superheroes. Comic book movies dominated in the last decade and they are not going anywhere anytime soon. I think we'll eventually look back at superhero movies the way that we look back at cowboy movies. The era of cowboy movies has lasted longer than the era of cowboys. Real headlines trying to outdo The Onion. Depression and memes. But really I think mental health will be one of the biggest problems going forward, and this is going to be known as the times when it emerged as a problem. From a design/aesthetic standpoint, minimalism/flat design, mostly due to the rise of tablets and browsing the internet on mobile devices. Clean lines, simple colors like black, white, and gray. TV commercials. Early 2010s ads are backed by upbeat xylophone/triangle/whistling/hand clapping music, or people breakdancing or doing the worm to obnoxious dubstep music. The late 2010s have vivid colors and imagery, vaporwave style aesthetics, and loud over-the-top spooky people talking fast in the middle of the screen. Think Captain Obvious from the Hotels.com commercials or Terry Crews from the Old Spice commercials. Entering a new golden age of automotive design. Almost every new car from the decade is elaborately styled. Car interiors with angular intricate dashboards, like the Ford Escape, Chevy Equinox or Hyundai Santa Fe. This might end in the 2020s as crash safety technology requires more new cars to look the same, and car interiors will replace dashboards and gauges with touchscreens. Thanks, Tesla. A move away from chain restaurants and the rise of food trucks and locally owned restaurants that all feature string lighting, outdoor tables with giant Jenga blocks, Edison bulbs, and a craft beer selection written on a chalkboard. All houses are painted in that greige color and have all white kitchens with that same white subway tile backsplash. There is probably a barn door, shiplap accent wall, and a fiddle leaf fig inside. Social media / influencers. Netflix / streaming. It was available before 2010, but didn't get reliable until after. Swipe dating apps. The word online dating and dating sites are now swapped with the phrases dating apps. Obama / Trump. The incredible rise of misinformation and irresponsible knee-jerk reaction choices on very serious topics. The ability for social media users to quickly destroy someone's life when they have a lapse of judgment. We did it, Reddit. We've been at war for 18 fucking years. Yeah, some kids who were born after 9/11 can enlist in the army now. We actually have one in my unit, and we are currently deployed. The wild switch from President Obama to President Trump. Say what you want good or bad about either of them, but their ways of doing the job are very different in many ways. The horrific turn the Area 51 raid took, resulting in hundreds dead and the unleashing of angry captive aliens upon the world to exact their revenge on humanity. Don't forget the military being defeated by swarms of Naruto runners, leading to new arms limitation treaties banning the use of the Naruto run in any armed conflict. They also banned anime as a result, which caused weebs to flood the streets of Washington, waifu body pillows in hand, and Shinzo Abe to publicly cut all ties with the United States. No one could have predicted the butterfly effect of what ensued following the Area 51 raid. This will be in history books if we survive that long under our new alien overlords. On the bright side, the aliens disguised as humans finally revealed their identities as a result. Elon Musk was no surprise, but I think we can all agree no one was expecting Todd Howard to be one, opening up a lot of questions about the true nature of Skyrim. Outrage addiction. A YouTuber pointed this out very clearly. He gave the example of the Nike Betsy Ross shoe controversy. He showed how this was a planned incident to increase sales for Nike. Why did Nike come out and basically say sorry, we are recalling all of the Betsy Ross shoes because Colin Kaepernick thinks they might be offensive? Even if true, why not just try and silently recall them, or just make up a simple excuse? Why? Because that Forks incident will cause outrage, which will drive up sales for Nike by the group of people that need to stand up to injustice and get those bad people that oppose this. On the flip side of this is the other companies cashing in on it as well. They are the ones saying, don't put up with this Colin Kaepernick crap. Show him and Nike that you really hate them by buying a Betsy Ross shirt and hat from us. So it sells on both ends and companies are laughing all of the way to the bank. Outrage sells more than ever nowadays. How are you all gonna leave out the most influential trend of the 2010s? Fidget spinners. They united us as a nation in a time where our country was divided more than ever. They solved that overnight while boosting our economy to levels unseen since the Pog craze of the 90s. Don't ever forget this. Pokemon Go. I know it's a meme at this point, but that first month of Pokemon Go was the closest I've seen this nation since 9/11. Knowing that global warming is going to hit us hard and doing virtually nothing about it globally. Absolutely. Same goes for many public health issues in the United States, like opioid addiction, antimicrobial resistance, vaping, mainly due to lack of FDA oversight / regulation, anti-vaxxers, etc. For the most part we are talking a lot about it, but not actually doing much so far. The 2010s will probably be remembered for as the remake era for Disney. The promulgation of the internet. The 2010s saw the popularity of smartphones, which has revolutionized many industries. The internet is way more a force now than it was pre-2010. Network TV isn't a thing because of the internet. Brick and mortar stores are dying because of the internet. I've only been alive 2 decades, so take what I have to say with a grain of salt. But I think this will be remembered as the decade when the physical world was overtaken the online world. Dating is online. Classes are online. News is online. And it's about what politicians said online. Presidential campaigns are internet memes. Print media and physical music are disappearing. Our jobs are being taken by AI. The jobs we have left are done on computers. The cloud knows more data about us than we do. You have to have an email to sign up for anything, and apps are constantly trying to wring more digital data out of us. I know this sounds conspiratorial. Personally, I'm not against it. I think we just have to find a balance.